Are you still playing Blood Bowl 3? Let's look at where the game is and what the next stages could be. So welcome back. It's August 2023. We're well after the release of Blood Bowl 3. So let's have a look at where we are with the game, what's going on, and what's happening so far in the game. And let's see if we can make sense of what might be coming. So we're 3 weeks now away from Season 2 coming for Blood Bowl 3. So it's due in the middle of September, and we had an extended pre-season, then a Season 1 with some significant changes in it. So let's have a look at where we are in terms of the detail of where we are from Cyanide in terms of the updates they provided us. So firstly, let's have a look at the charts instead of terms of the Steam charts and who's playing it. And this is a little bit of a depressing place to look at. So when the game was released back in sort of early February through to March, there were actually 1,500 people playing it. But as we can see over time, those numbers have really dropped down, and you're looking at about 300 players playing this on a daily basis. You can see this on the week activity. So it never drops below about 76, but also never really getting above 300. So there aren't a lot of people playing it. There's 150 people online playing it right now, and that's really not a very high number, particularly if you're playing a competitive game where you play against each other. So let's have a look at the news. Let's go all the way back to Season 1 going live in June 22. Good update there, wanted to know what's happening, and then we had an update on how the new ladder was going, feedback into the system, and detail. Quite a lot of feedback was given at that point. The new ladder was definitely better than the pre-season ladder in terms of it was there, it was available, people could look at it, you could play that based on cheering. Still wasn't the full league, still wasn't the full admin tools and details, so plenty more to wait and look and see what was going on. We then had at the end of June a server update and some patch notes which you can go through in detail, mainly fixing some rules details and updating some more around that. And that was quite useful in terms of getting things working and much more stable. We then had a really interesting update in the middle of July, which was around the skill ratings and effectively the number of skill points and progress you were gaining. It was pretty clear when we started looking at Blood Bowl 3 in terms of the progression and the in-game progression for Season 1 that you were going to have to grind a lot of gains to get there. They sorted this out reasonably quickly, and the XP and detail you generated definitely went up. If you then we go into the next update, and there isn't a next update. The last developer update in terms of the news was July the 10th. Since then, within the game, we've had some minor updates around some plays of the month, and they've stopped happening. We've had some minor updates around some server issues in the last couple of weeks, but nothing more on that. But yeah, we haven't had anything now for over a month in terms of the major news and updating. Yes, you're getting Lizardmen for free in Season 1, but what else is happening? So let's talk about the good, the bad, and the hopes for Blood Bowl 3. So where are we in terms of the good? I'm always going to start with the good. So Blood Bowl 3 is absolutely there as a game to play. I logged in yesterday, had a little game, played it, mainly to look at the Dark Elf Star player that's just going to be released on the Warhammer community, remind myself about him. Good fun to play. It's by far and away, for me, the best visual version of a computer game for Blood Bowl 3. And it is much more stable. When we initially started playing the game, we really struggled to get the game working, struggled to match make, and the detail behind that. So lots of Lots of stability has been released, and there's nowhere near as much as problems. That might relate to the fact there's only 300 people online playing at any one time, but the game is way more stable. And also, we've had the lizards, and we've had them for free, so if you haven't gone in and got the lizards, probably recommend you go in and make sure you get them during Season 1 free before they become some kind of paid to play, but jump in and get them. So those are the good items, but let's then flip to what's not so great about Blood Bowl 3. Well, firstly, that player count. That's really not good in any way at all. 300 people and 120 people playing it most of the time. We have big Blood Bowl tournaments that have nearly that many people. Those who are playing it on a regular basis will see the same names popping up and again based on which time zone and which detail you're playing. There's just not a lot of people playing it, and that's going to really reduce the variation you get to the gameplay, the detail, and the fact that most Blood Bowl players aren't playing it. We haven't had an update now since the middle of July, other than for some server issues and details. So we've had nothing from the developers. It suggests this isn't high up on the development list. All the promises and details that were coming through just aren't there. We're only 3 weeks away from Season 2, and we haven't even had anything other than the countdown timer in the clock telling us that. And then for me, the biggest bad thing is we haven't had those league admin tools yet. And I think this is the biggest reason why people aren't playing it. A ladder is fine, and it's nice now to at least see the rankings and detail. But what you want to be able to do is play some Blood Bowl with your friends, get in and have a competitive game. It matter, and there to be league and detail and progression. And that's just not there in any way at all at the moment. There is no league structure, there's no league admin tools. If you want to do something, you're going to have to work out how to do it offline. It's just not going to work, and it's not working. And therefore, Blood Bowl 3 is not a game you're playing in a regular rotation. I love Blood Bowl. I enjoy playing it. The game works nicely for me. I'll pop in and play a game every once in a while. But I'm not finding myself going, I want to play a couple of games a week, want to do something else. There's plenty of other things to do. And actually, I'm even going to get on with my Blood Bowl painting as opposed to jump in and play the game. So, what are we hoping for going forward, and what are the details? And if you like the content and you're enjoying the video, do click like and subscribe, and leave a comment below for what you're really hoping for, other than actually people playing this game and it being stable for Season 2. So, we're definitely hoping, and we're going to get a new team. And I'm really hoping that it's a new team and a grind that's not going to take us forever and a day to get there, because I can't see this one being free, because they're going to be desperately trying to get us to use that warp stone and buy the warp stone to get the team. So just grind through it. Let's see what that team are. I really hope there's new content coming. I want to see a league structure. I want to have a reason to say to players, let's get on, let's set up the league, let's play it through. And it's got to have those admin tools, because we all know there's going to be people that drop out. There's going to be life details that get in the way. So we need that content. I don't want any other content really in terms of detail. I'd like them to keep putting the new rules. I'd like them to keep fixing things. I'd like them to add in more new teams, but we know that's only going to happen in line with the season update. I need that league content and those admin tools. And the biggest thing we need is more people playing it. And the only way people are going to play it more is if they make the basic things that people need work. Because if they don't work, it's not going to be there. So I always get asked this question when I talk to people at club, people that I play Blood Bowl with. Is Blood Bowl 3 worth playing? Well, if you picked it up in a Steam sale, that's not a bad way to go. I wouldn't pay full price for it. Is it a good version of Blood Bowl? It's better than Blood Bowl 2 in terms of how it looks, how it plays, and it's got most of the new rules and updates in detail. And it's reasonably stable, it works well. Is all the teams in there? No. Are all the competitive natures of Blood Bowl there in terms of leagues and being able to set tournaments up? No. So it's a casual game. If you want to play a casual game of Blood Bowl, jump onto it, see what happens. You're going to run into the same players in the same team. So it's not going to be a competitive form. It's not going to be a regular form of things. But if you want to play a bit of Blood Bowl and get back into it, I get it. But if you're a new player coming to Blood Bowl and you want to learn more, still isn't really great. The tutorials are not great. The reason to get in it's not great, and you got pretty much hardcore players playing at the moment. So I'd still wait for more content to come. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your details, and we'll see you maybe soon with an update for what has actually come in Season 2.